Hello everyone, welcome back. So this is I hope you are doing very well. This is Isha Rathore studying in LPU, and in our previous lecture we learned what Python is, why is it so popular, how to install any like compiler and types of compiler, and how to display output using the print function. Today we are going to learn one of the most important concepts in programming, that is variables. So we have discussed about this topic little bit in the previous video where we were talking about the seven terminologies. But this is a detailed video because it is one of the most important topics. So whenever we create any app or application like Instagram, WhatsApp, Amazon, banking system, hotel management system, or any kind of game, all these require information that needs to be stored. That storage is done with the help of these variables. Mainly the important things are how to you can remember is variables are meant for the storage purpose. For example, uh, suppose I ask someone to remember 10 different names throughout today's lecture. It for a single person it would be little bit difficult. Okay, now imagine I am writing each names on a sticky note with a label. Like, okay, yeah, I'm just putting a sticky note on each name. Okay, that these 10 peoples are there and they have certain name, and I have given any sticky note or a label to them or given a badge to them with their names. Okay, that label is exactly what variable is. Through that label, we will easily identify what is the name of that person. Similarly, with the help of variable, we can understand what is stored inside that variable, what type of data is inside the variable. In simple definition, if you want to ask, a variable is a named memory location that stores data. Because without data, we cannot work. Everything in this world, in the tech world, needs storage, needs data. Examples I would say like names, age, salary, mobile numbers. I have given you some of the examples in these slides also. All these values are stored using variables. Some few examples I have already given you in the previous lecture. Hope you have watched that. And we are going to elaborate this topic in this lecture. Okay, and if you want another example, we can take memory. You can explain memory using a cub cupboard, I would say cupboard. A memory is like a cupboard. Variable is like a drawer in that. And value is whatever we have kept in it. So, programming is nothing but storing the data and processing the data. After storing and processing, we are able to display the output, the data. Without variables, we cannot write any program. No program can exist. So it is one of the most important topics. So do uh, watch it very carefully. Okay. Why do we need variables? So once there is an examples. Okay. Some examples are written in this slide only. Suppose someone writes 20. Okay. What is this? Like this age or number or a marks, temperature or salary or what the 20 means. Do we know it? No. Do anyone know? No. Do anyone knows? No. Nobody knows it. Now, if I change it to writing its age equals to 20, okay, now we understood that this 20 is a age of someone's. Immediately understands that this is about talking about the age. Okay, now we know. So with this help, we can explain the three main advantages. First is readability. Right now, I have given you one of the examples. Anyone reading the code can easily understand what what does this value, what is the value, what is this value meant for. Instead of writing the same value repeatedly, we use simple variables. That is what we call reusability. Okay. So, for example, if I'm putting the price equals to 500, okay, later I want to change the price. So, I can also change it using variables only. Because variables are something that don't have any fixed value. In mathematics too, we have learned about variables that it is something that don't have any constant value. It can change, it may vary. Similarly, variables in programming language or talking about in Python also means that we are kind of assigning some kind of value that could be or could not be changed in future. Third, the main feature is maintainable. It's suppose if I want to change the age here, I put age right now age is 20. If I want to change it to 21, I just need to change the factor of 20 in only one place. Only one place would need modification, and all the other places will get updated with the new value. This is very important because these kind of things are very much useful when we talk about real life examples. Like if there is an ATM balance, the balance always change whenever you credit or debit anything. Student roll number, it all whenever you will change your class, the roll numbers will change. Or if any or new member or a member has been removed from the class, then the roll number will change. Product price, employee salary, employee ID. There is thousands of things where we do need variables. Okay, so now let's do something, some practical work about creating the variables. So we will do it little bit practically. So what we are going to do is are going to open VS Code. I have already told you about VS Code. It's an offline compiler that stores everything, and we can perform any kind of language in this. See, this is our previous lectures data. I'm just going to remove it, and we are going to start from scratch again. So, for example, I am naming a variable name equals to Isha, age 20, um, height maybe to 5 feet, 5, 5, 5 feet. Okay, and has ID equals to 2. Now, whatever I have written on the left side are the variable names. Then I have written an equal to sign. Then that is an assignment operator. I have already given you a brief explanation about assignment operator, but this will be more elaborately explained in upcoming lectures, so you don't need to worry. We will rediscuss it. So whatever written in the left side is variable name. Whatever is written on the right side, the stored value. What are the values? So whether you say name, age, height, has ID, these all are the variables name that are separate. Then whatever the values are like Isha, 20, 5, true. These are some are values, whatever the values we are putting. And these both are separated by assignment operator, that is that equals to sign you can see. Okay. Okay, one more thing. Being a good programmer, you always should know. See, I have done this purposely. I have given here one space after name, then the equal to sign, then a space, and wrote Isha. Can you see this looks very clean compared to the other three? It's not like it's an error. This all will work. When we will going to print these all are going to work. That is not the problem. Let me show by printing it. Print, name, print, age, print, it, print, as ID. And we are going to run it. See, this all is going to work. The only thing is, whenever I have already told you that whenever we write a code, not just about you are writing the code or a programmer is writing a code. It should be readable. If a second person or a third person is seeing your code, it should look clean. It should look readable. So if I compare the name variable and other three like age, height, and has ID, obviously the name one looks more cleaner. So it's a good habit. It's not a syntax or a mandatory thing, but it's a good habit to maintain a space after your operator so that it do look clean. Okay. Also, one more thing, remember the Python is a case sensitive language. So if you are writing, if you're changing any case, any case, then it will be treated as a new variable. I will give you this example further so you don't have to worry. Third thing is whenever you are using the print function, make sure you are every time you are using a print function, you are using a new line. You cannot write like this. This will definitely throw an error because you have to write every print function in the new line. So these are some common mistakes that a beginner can make. So try not to do it. I'm just repeating it again and again. So now you must think that I have already told you a basic idea of integer, boolean, and a literal, but we will discuss these things a little more in detail in upcoming videos. Okay. Right now, you just have to remember whatever we write in a double inverted quotes is a string, and these are integer. The whole numbers are the integer. True and false are called booleans. True and false. Those are only two possibilities. True and false are called booleans. And if you add like 5.5, okay, so now this became a float. Decimal number is called float. So these are some terminologies you have to remember, and you will be able to memorize it as soon as we are going to move forward in this lecture. So you don't have to worry about that too. Now let us again move to our slides. Okay. These are some rules, or you can say syntax error that can lead to if you're not following it. As I already told you, syntax of every language is very different. You have to revise them all. So Python has strict rules for making a variable name. First, it cannot start with a number. Okay, so what do I mean by that for you? Right here, you notice I have written all these in terms of letter. What if I write it as one name? Though it is showing right here only that it is an error, but let me just print it. See, it is showing an syntax error because a variable can never start with a number. Okay, you can write it like this, name one. Okay, and remember if you're changing here, you have to change the variable name here too. Otherwise, it won't work. See, I've changed it. See, it's working. We can write a number at the after writing first letter should be always a letter. First thing or first place should be always a letter. It could not be a number. If you want to write a number, you can write after writing the whole word or a whole letter, but not before that. Okay. Okay. Second thing is You must be thinking, I have wrote name one without any spacing. Just right now, I told you that you should do some spacing for the code to be look clean. And why do I have used underscore here instead of just being a space? So it's a second rule that no spaces are allowed between a variable. If you do need space, you just need to put an underscore here. That will be taken as in space. Like other programmer will take it as in space. Can if you do it like name equals to one, so this will throw an error. Definitely it will throw an error. So remember that too. Next, third rules. We have so far we have discussed two rules that it should never start with a number and it should spaces are not allowed. Now third rule it says that no special symbols. Okay, so that means that you cannot use any special symbol. Like I'm using, for example, hyphen. Okay, I'm just using hyphen here. Let's see if it works or not. See, it is an error because only the special character allowed is underscore and at the rate. Along with that, you cannot use any special character. Also, uh, only underscore can be used in front of your variable name, and so that you can make a variable by like this. This will be classified as an private variable. I will let you know this later on. Okay, so don't worry. But you can do it like this. You can put underscore before in the as a first letter. It's not a problem. But you can never ever put name. Sorry, underscore in the name. Okay. Fourth and the most important rules. I have already told you about keywords. Just for revision purpose. Keywords are the fixed or I would say reserved words that have their own special meaning. It is already included in Python and it cannot be used as a variable. Since I already told you the rule, reserved words, reserved keywords cannot be used as your variables. See here, they have used class. Class is a reserved word, so it cannot be used. So you have to remember these are the most important and four rules that a number should never start with a variable should never start with a number. You can use number at the back or after the first letter, first space is a letter. After that, you can put a number. That's not an issue. Second, it should not have any special character except at the rate and underscore. There is no spaces allowed, and if you do need space you can use underscore instead of using any other special character like hyphen and all. Fourth, you can not use reserved words that are keywords. You cannot use keywords as your variable name, so please do remember it. So I have already explained you these. I think that's not very difficult to understand, that I'm just giving you the name and all. Okay, please do avoid using X, Y, Z. I know many of the students do it like that only for so they don't have to write whole variable name, just doing X, Y, Z. I understand that logic too, but you should also understand that a variable is meant to know what type of data is stored inside it. So if you want your code to be readable, you want your code to be understood by others, you should use whatever the according you should name the variable according to the data it has been stored of. Okay, if it is height, I'm storing the height data. If it's age, it's age number. If I'm just naming it as like x, now what is x? What is 20? It's the same thing. Now, what is the use of a variable then? A poor, I would say it will be used as poor code. If I'm just doing y. So what does the y mean? If a school is having thousands of students and you are going to name it at A, B, C, D, E, F, it's not gonna work. You should name it. A good code is when you use a correct variable name. Okay? So whenever there is a variable name, you should name it according to the data it is storing. Okay, it's a good habit, so you should definitely follow it. Okay, let's. I have already told you about updating the variables, right? So let's just do one thing. I'm just commenting this. I'll let you know in the later videos what does the comment actually means. It's okay. It's just I'm just removing it. I'm using age 20. Okay. So it's just simple code that I have printed age as 20. I'm printing the age. Okay. So now it is like that only. Okay. Now I'm changing it to 21. It is has been updated. You see how simple is that? Just have to change the variable, whatever the value is that. Just have to change the value in the variable name, and the data will be updated again. Okay. And if you change it to 22, it will again work. It's not a problem. You can even decrease it. If I make it as 16, there is no problem. Variable is called variable because its value can change. Value may vary. Value may or may not vary. So this is what we called as, okay. Okay. What if I change if you are thinking what is the advantage of it? You can think it as like real life example if you take bank balance. There is lot of crediting and debiting. The money is added, the money is subtracted. Every time you do a transaction, some sort of changes are made in your bank account, right? So bank balance is one of the most important examples. Or you can say your game score. Whenever you win, the score has been updated that okay, you got 4 points. But whenever you lost in a game, you get a -1. Similar to mark system. In many exams, we do have like +4 and -1 negative marking also. It all works like that. Stock market, temperature, petrol price, anything that can vary, that can change. All these things keep changing. Hence, we have to use variables because we can so that whenever the data has been programmed, the data is updated. The data is real. Okay. Okay, now if I'm talking about these things, I'm giving you a simple example of multiple assignments. Right now we have done this single assignment. We are just assigning one value to one variable. What if we want to like give all XYZ things a same value? For example, there are three numbers: x equals to 100, y equals to 100, z equals to 100. Right now, I don't have any kind of like use, so I'm just using simple variables x, y, z. But it's as I already told you, it's a good habit for you to name variable according to the data you are storing. Right now, it's just for example, so I'm just using x, y, z as my variables, and now I'm going to print it. Okay, print x, print y, print z. Okay, 100, 100, 100. Okay, I understand that. But don't you think it's just too much complicated writing same values again and again? What we do is we do a simple thing. Instead of assigning again and again the same value to three different variables, I can write these all in a single line, like x equals to y equals to z equals to 100. Okay. Now just let me print it. See how it is gonna work. See, like similar to mathematics, right? We have already learned that okay, when x equals to y equals to z, that means that all values are same. As I already told you, Python is an easy language to understand. It has literally very easy syntax, like simple English. You can understand it very easily. Okay, one more thing I have told you that instead of writing so many print function, you can assign multiple variables inside a print function too using comma. You can separate them with a comma like x, y, z. Okay, let's see what happens. You see, all of them are coming in a single statement. Okay, now you can print different values, print individually, explain order matters. Okay, wrong input can give wrong output. So make sure that you are not making mistakes in giving your variable a certain names. Okay, can you? Okay? As I told you, the better practice for giving a good variable name. It makes your code professional, readable. Always choose the name according to the data what they're storing. Okay. Uh, A equals to 20, X equals to 20, 95. What do A and X mean? Nobody knows. You have to guess. That's not how it's gonna work. So remember always naming your naming your variable according to your data. Okay? Python follows snake case convention words. You must be thinking what the snake case convention words are. It is simple that you separate two words using underscore. Okay, this is a simple terminology. You can remember it. We just now learned how to update a value. Okay, so when you assign a new value, Python simply update the value and give the new value. I already told you about multiple assignments. It's a simple way of a shortcut technique when you have to write less number of code and it should look more cleaner, more concise, then you can use it. Now let's see what are the common beginner mistakes that usually happens, and we will try to avoid these traps. One of the main is case sensitivity. As I already told you, that this our Python is a case sensitive language. What does it means that whatever you're writing in uppercase should be written in uppercase. Whatever you write in lowercase should be written in a lowercase. For example, if I assign age 20 and print age, so it's working. Giving the value 20. It is clearly giving the value 20. If okay, if I put the variable name here, then too it's gonna work. No problem. What if I just change a case here, just a one letter? I'm just changing the first letter to be capital. Okay. See, it is saying that age is not defined because it is treating age with a small letter at first and age with a capital letter at first a different variable. So what does it mean? That age and age do have different meanings. They are different variables. So what people do, what programmers usually do, is they write whole of their code. They are printing their variables. Only the issue is sometimes they forgot what case they have used and try to debug their code, and they are just failing again and again just because of a single mistake that they because of the case sensitivity in the Python, that they are not able to get their desired output. Okay. Now, if I take age 21, okay, it has given me the value 21. Okay. And if I change it to something more, like age 22, ask them to print age, it's giving me this value. You can see, right? It's giving me this value. So remember that uppercase and lowercase are treated very much differently in Python because it's a case sensitive language. Second mistake, what they do, for example, I'm using a student name. And student name, it is giving you an error. Spaces are not allowed. Always remember that. If you need space, just use an underscore. This will work. See, Isha has been printed. Starting with a number, as I told you the four rules. If you start it with a number, if you're doing it like one student name, not going to work. Always remember that one should be at the back, not at the front. Write it like that. Now it's going to work. See, it is working. No error has been shown. Mistake 4 is you are not using the correct quotations. I am writing a string. I told you that should be under double quotations. You are not using quotation or just using a single quotation, then this will not work. Like if I'm writing it like this, it's not going to work because you have not closed it. You closed it, it's going to work. Using equal is very important. Many students what they do is just use instead of assignment operator, they use comparison operator and they think that this will work. This may work, but uh, this is meant for comparison. As per the name, this is meant for the comparison. You cannot assign the value. This is for assigning the value. Single equals to is for assigning the value. So please correctly use the operator. So you don't have to fear about errors. Errors are meant so that you can learn, but try to avoid these mistakes. Even the experts who are just doing software developing or something. They are also doing these beginner level mistakes because there are some minute details that you are not uh, giving the attention. But a single mistake can make your whole program to be crashed. It cannot work without if you have a single bug in that. Okay? So we have stored name, stored age, stored college, stored city, updated variables, multiple assignment operator we have already done. I hope you have understood every type of like whatever I have told you. Now what you have to do is these are some practice questions that you can try on your VS Code or any online compiler. There is no issue. So what you are going to do, you are going to store your name and try to print it. You're going to store your age and try to print it, your city, your college name or your school name, whatever you are, wherever you are learning. Change the values, update the values, use multiple assignments, try and practice it because this will help you to learn. Okay, so as at the last of this lesson, you must be clear with certain kind of things that I've told you, that what is a variable, why do we need it, what is an assignment operator, can variable change, what is a snake case. Snake case, again, I'm repeating, snake is nothing when you have to separate two words with and you have to give space between them. Instead of giving space, you can just use a underscore. Okay, what is a multiple assignment, or how do you assign multiple values to the variables, given if any invalid variable you have given, you know how to correct it, what are the rules, how to name a variable, and what is a good practice to name a variable. So the summarize is that variable, if you need a summary, variable stores the data. It is like a label tag. Variables can make code more readable and concise. Python automatically identifies data types. Data types would be discussed in upcoming videos, so do watch that too. Following name rules, whatever the rules are, using meaningful names because that's what we accept as a programmer. Variables can be updated multiple times, so you don't have to again and again change the value. You just have to change it in a one place, and other values will be updated. Python also supports multiple assignments. So I hope you understood everything. The next lecture, we will try to learn about data types and we will know whatever the things that you must have been confused about, like integer, float, string, boolean, list, tuple, whatever I was saying, string and all. I will try to explain them in a single video or a different video, whatever it will be required. You don't have to worry. Just try to see the previous lecture. Always remember, you cannot code without watching the previous lecture. First, do watch the previous lecture, then come again the video, understand it, practice on your VS Code or any online compiler. Thank you.